We are live in Arlington, Texas, just outside the Big D of Dallas. And look at that massive stadium. It will be packed to the gills in just 2 days for Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Todd Grisham, and you saw it. AT&T Stadium will be filled with over 70,000 fans, the largest gathering to witness a sporting event in the United States since the COVID pandemic began last year, and we couldn't be more excited about it. We'll hear from both fighters coming up later on, including that very, very highly anticipated stare down. They had one yesterday, and it got pretty heated, so can't wait to see what they do here in a few minutes. We've got a stat card from top to bottom. Let's jump in and take a look at it right now. We start with a series called Before the Bell. It's our undercard series. We'll hear from these fighters in just a minute. We've got both the Davis brothers, Kelvin and Keyshawn, also Christian Alan Gomez-Duran, and Mark Castro, looking to remain undefeated in the featherweight division. So those are the first four out of the gate on Saturday night. And then we get to our main card. And how about that super welterweight showdown between Conway and Suleiman Sissoko out of France? We'll know a lot more about both those fighters when all is said and done. Our co-main event, the WBO Light Flyweight Championship of the World. Elwin Soto and Katsunari Takayama. Expect to see over 1,000 punches exchanged between those guys. That is if it goes the distance. And then, of course, our main event for the WBC, WBA, and WBO Super Middleweight Championships of the World. Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. Again, they'll be coming up a little later on, but right now, without further ado, we send it to the stage and hear from some of our undercard fighters. They're just sitting next to the man who runs Matchroom and calls this one of the biggest events he's ever put on. There he is in all his glory. Nice sweater, Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Todd. You've stole most of my lines, but I've noticed that's a bit of a trait from you lately, so thank you. I appreciate that. And you're right. This is one of the biggest shows I've ever promoted. I think it's probably the most excited I've ever been about staging a fight. Of course, coming through the pandemic, Todd quite rightly stated the biggest live event crowd post-pandemic. And today, we also heard that we've officially broken the US boxing record for the largest indoor crowd. 63,386 people witnessed Muhammad Ali against Leon Spinks rematch in 1978 in New Orleans. We're already through that number. We're going to have 70,000 people in the AT&T Stadium this Saturday night. Of course, watch live exclusively around the world on DAZN. Before we go to some of the championship fights on the card, we've got some incredible talent joining us here. We're going to start with the brothers. Of course, Keyshawn, Kelvin, welcome. Keyshawn, you've been hustling your way around the world. You managed to get on the Canelo card in Miami. Then I saw you out in Dubai, boxing on ESPN. Now you're back on another Canelo card. So life is good for you right now. How have you found it? 2-0. And last time out was a great performance.
Yes, man. It couldn't get no better. And I'm glad I'm back here in the zone. The zone makes me feel like I'm at home for some reason. And
see what you did there.
I just appreciate the love y'all been showing me and my brother. And yes, life is great right now.
Dubai was I saw the fight. It was a spicy fight. I mean, I loved the weigh-in. You know, there was a little bit of confrontation. The guy was there to win. Good learning fight for you. But I kind of get the feeling you know, like Mr. Castro here, going to be looking to move through the gears in 2021 and start to make major statements. And again, a massive platform on Saturday.
Definitely. And I feel like my major statement is going to be this Saturday. I want to show my comfortability in the ring. I want to show that I'm progressing each fight. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to show that this Saturday. I want to start looking like a real professional fighter in there, only going 6 rounds. And I want to show these top guys that's at the top right now that, yes, Keyshawn Davis is here and he's coming and he's on y'all heels.
I'm going to talk to your brother Kelvin shortly. Just embarrass him a little bit. Talk to me. I mean, you could actually be a great promoter yourself one day, Keyshawn, as well. Talk to me about your brother. Go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kelvin, man, he's a great fighter, man. He's 1-0. He's fighting an opponent 8-2. I feel like that speaks a lot for him. I feel like Kelvin is going to shock a lot of people. He's 6 foot, 140, 140 pounds, southpaw, lengthy, power, strength.
Keep going. Go on, sell
it. Like he really has everything I have, except for the big opportunities that I had. But now he got one this Saturday, and I feel like he's going to show everything that he can come with to the table.
Well, there's the big build-up. You ready to go? Of course, big opportunity for you. You've seen your brother get these opportunities on big shows. How big is this for you to get an opportunity to fight on the Canelo Alvarez undercard?
Really, this is big, real big for me. I've been fighting all my life for an opportunity like this, so I'm really blessed for the opportunity. And like he said, this is my time to showcase my talent and what I really can do.
And obviously your brother going extremely well as well. Two similar characters. I mean, you know, you seem a little bit more quiet than your brother, but competitive between the two of you.
I mean, that's how we grew up. We competed like in any sport we played before we even got into boxing. So when we got boxing and actually fighting, we pushed each other. We competed at home, putting holes in the walls, and just got each other better and got each other mentally stronger and physically stronger to be able to fight on a stage like this.
Well, good luck to both of you on Saturday. Big night for the family. Christopher Duran, welcome. We saw you last time out on the Callum Smith card, of course, from Guadalajara, managed by Eddie Reynoso and the team. Another massive opportunity for you to fight on this historic card.
Sí, la verdad es una gran oportunidad venir a pelear aquí, a esta cartelera. Muchísimas gracias. Y pues a darlo todo el sábado, como siempre, a darlo todo de nosotros y esperando muy buenos resultados de la preparación y de todo.
The truth is, it's a great opportunity, and I want to thank you for allowing me to be on this card. I'm going to give it my all on Saturday, and I'm going to show all the preparation that's gone in, and hopefully have a good result.
We've seen a lot of young Mexican fighters thriving around the world, particularly in the UK right now. They keep coming over and upsetting the odds over there. What's the plan for you in 2021?
¿Cuál es el plan para ti en el 2021? Estamos viendo muchos peleadores mexicanos en este momento, incluso hasta en Inglaterra, que han tenido éxito.
Pues los planes para mí, míos, yo pues quiero llegar hasta lo que más se pueda en el boxeo del mundo. Si hay otra cosa que sea más allá de campeón del mundo, vamos a darle para llegar hasta allá.
The plan for me is to do as much as I can in boxing, and if there's something more than being the champion of the world, we're going to try to work to achieve that as well.
Thank you, Christopher. Good luck on Saturday night. Mark Castro. Mark, there's a rumor going around that you're now refusing to box anywhere else other than Canelo Alvarez undercards. Is that right? 2-0 now, of course. Miami last time out, San Antonio for the pro debut. This one's going to be even bigger. Of course, that was 12 and 15,000, 70,000 people there at the weekend. I mean, you're getting used to this now.
Yeah, all I could say is I've been blessed. I had a lot of major setbacks back in 2020, and to be on my third Canelo card, I feel like this is all God's plan all along.
I feel like the opponent on Saturday is the first proper step up for you. You know, obviously with your amateur pedigree, you're going to cruise through those first couple of guys, but this is someone that's coming to win, looking to get a big opportunity, and a much more dangerous fight that we've seen in your previous two.
Honestly, I feel good with this opponent. I feel like it's a major step up from. I feel like we had lost ground from my last fight, and I'm happy with this opponent. And I work hard every fight, so like it's gonna show.
And I know obviously you've got huge fans now off the back of these two Canelo performances, but a word for your Hispanic fans as well.
Thank you for everything. Gracias por la oportunidad para pelear otra vez en Texas, en Texas, y pues me apoyen allá.
Thank you very much, Mark, and thank you to all these young, great prospects. Go out there, shine, do your thing, take this opportunity, and best of luck to you. Thanks, Todd.
Real quick, can I ask Kelvin a question? Is that okay, Eddie? What happens when you get in the ring with your brother and you guys fight? Who wins those battles? I want to know the truth from Kelvin.
I mean, we just
No. Don't we just? Who wins the fight?
some days he get at me, some days I get at him.
Oh, you got splinters there.
All right, there they are. Can't wait to see what the brothers do tomorrow night in front of that massive crowd at the AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas. Those guys will be on free on DAZN social media pages before the main card starts live and on DAZN. Subscribe today. Now, we have great shoulder programming leading up to this fight, including a fantastic documentary that shows how Canelo rose from basically nothing, selling ice cream on the streets, to becoming the pound-for-pound king. It's Road to Greatness, Canelo Alvarez.
He is one of the greatest fighters ever to step into a boxing ring, and he's at the absolute peak of his powers right now.
Unquestionably number one.
He's won belts in 4 divisions. He's beaten 15 champions.
Pound for pound,
There's no today.
May we introduce you to Sol Canelo Alvarez. For more than a decade, he's battered the very best in his sport.
There's a big right hand.
Body punching. You can box at range, you can box up close.
Canelo's just a beast.
He has faced the greatest opponents in the world.
And yet, for all he's accomplished, his hunger to take his gifts to even greater heights is what truly defines him. A legend, eager to make your acquaintance.
That Canelo Road to Greatness is narrated by Idris Elba, so we're appreciative to him. A fantastic documentary. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it right now worldwide, exclusively on the DAZN app. Without further ado, let's start talking to some of our combatants on our main card, and for that, we send it back to the stage. And Eddie Hearn, who you got, Eddie?
Well, we've got the big boys, Todd. We've got the heavyweights here, the NABO heavyweight title, world rank, Frank Sanchez against Nagy Aguilera. Welcome to both of you, good gentlemen. Frank, I'm going to start with you. Last time out in San Antonio, great performance, great knockout. Looking to make another big statement on Saturday.
Un buen knockout. ¿Buscas otra vez mostrar tus habilidades en esta oportunidad?
Bueno, la verdad que vine a hacer mi trabajo como siempre lo hago. Todo va a salir en su momento preciso. Si llega el knockout, pues llega. Yo vine a ganar y vine a hacer mi pelea como siempre lo hago.
The truth is, I came to do my job. I want to show everything, but I'm just going to do my fight, and if the knockout comes, it comes.
Tell us about training camp for this fight. Obviously sharing that with Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez. I understand you've also done some sparring with Canelo Alvarez as well, being a southpaw in preparation. You had a good camp, and the team is very confident ahead of a big show for everybody on Saturday.
Háblanos del campamento, de trabajar con Eddie Reynoso, incluso hasta el sparring que hiciste con Canelo. Listo con esta preparación que hiciste.
Sí, con esta preparación me siento bien contento. Hice la preparación ahí en el gimnasio y todo salió bien. Terminamos bien el campamento y estamos listos. Sí.
I feel really happy with the preparation. Everything came out okay. I'm happy with the work we did, and everything came out great.
And finally, as well, Eddie Reynoso talks about the world rankings. How far away? Obviously, you have to try and win on Saturday night first, but how far do you feel you are away from those top 10 guys now in the division? The likes of outside of the world champions, the Dillian Whites, the Usyks, the Chisoras, the Parkers. Are they guys that you're looking at for this year?
Son peleadores estos que estás enfocado y sigues subiendo en los rankings. ¿Qué tan cerca te sientes a esos peleadores, a una pelea con esos peleadores?
No, yo me siento ya bien listo, me siento listo para enfrentar a cualquiera de esos peleadores en el momento que sea y cuando se dé, pues voy a salir a ganar y a hacer mi trabajo, como siempre. Y nada, yo me siento bien preparado para eso.
I feel ready to face them whenever that happens, whenever it is. When it happens, I'll come out, I'll do my job, and I feel ready for anything right now.
Thank you, Frank. Nagy, welcome. I think you're really dangerous in this fight. Really dangerous. I've watched you when we talked about you as an opponent for Frank. We spoke to their team. I noticed in your last fight out, you were very sharp. You looked like you were punching very hard. This is a huge opportunity for you at the weekend.
Yes, it's a huge opportunity for me. I've been training really hard. I have another fight going on. I was training for 2 months. The fight canceled twice. So, and like 3 weeks out, they just called me from Frank's, and I really like this fight because the other fight canceled. So I stay in shape, and I set the fight because I really like the match.
Obviously, through your career, you've been in some great fights as well, but sometimes you've had no notice or, you haven't been ready. Are you ready for this on Saturday? Because this opportunity could change your career. I mean, completely change your life if you win this Saturday night against Frank Sanchez.
Yes, this is a good opportunity. He's a good fighter. He's, he's on the top of the world right now. It will change my whole career. It will change my whole life. I haven't been training. I haven't been doing anything because just the notice. Like, they give you three-week notice. They give you 2-week notice. Well, I've been training. I've been doing my thing. I'm healthy. I had to do what I had to do,
Well, we look forward to that NABO heavyweight title. Frank Sanchez against Nagy Aguilera. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head up here, please.
So it is Cuba versus the Dominican Dynamite. Can't wait to see those two guys rumble Saturday night at the AT&T Stadium. They both promise fireworks. We hope they can deliver. Now, we're expecting more fireworks in the lead up to the fight from Billy Joe Saunders. He's so outspoken, so controversial, but by his high standards, he's been relatively quiet, hasn't talked as much trash as usual. However, that wasn't the case when he spoke to our DAZN cameras just a few days ago. Here's Billy Joe Saunders in a minute.
The composure and confidence of a street fighter.
Two-weight world champion.
Undefeated.
A southpaw, really skilled, knows how to stick and move.
Saunders is the matador.
He's a matador. He uses his feet, his upper body to get his opponents to make mistakes. He's a hell of a fighter.
Oh, what an uppercut!
He's been described as slick, and he is that, but he's also just pesky.
You know, Billy Joe Saunders, he's good fun, and you never know what's going to happen.
He'll fight you anywhere, anytime, and he can frustrate the hell out of you.
He's not afraid of anybody. He's fearless.
As us gypsies say, we're not here to take part, we're here to take over.
That is our main event Saturday night. It's the United Kingdom versus Mexico for the Unified Super Middleweight Championship. Now we turn our attention to the United Kingdom versus France, one of our other fights on our main card. And to interview those two combatants, we send it back to Eddie Hearn.
Thanks, Todd. Yes, quite right. England versus France. For me, this is the real sleeper on the card. This is a tremendous fight. How often do we see in boxing young prospects, guys who are moving up the world rankings, trying to avoid other people? These two just going straight at it. Fantastic fight. Kieran Conway against Suleiman Sissoko for the WBA International 154-pound title. Great, great fight. Kieran, firstly, well done. We know it was touch and go with a visa. You made it. You look in great shape. What an opportunity, you know, to think that you'd be fighting in Texas on the Canelo card in front of 70,000 people. Dreams are made of this kind of stuff. Absolutely here to win. You believe you can do the business on Saturday?
Yeah, of course I can. If I didn't believe that I was going to win, I wouldn't be here. And yeah, it's good to finally be here, because it took a long time to get that visa. Didn't think it was going to happen. Here now, and if anything, it's probably made it better for me. We're here, getting through everything, getting the job done, and yeah, looking to put a decent performance on a Saturday night and really impress.
Obviously, you've been part of some big cards now, most recently in the bubble, you know, behind closed doors. This one very, very different as well. Any nerves at all? I mean, it's going to be like nothing you've ever experienced before, but time to just take the opportunity and make it your moment.
Yeah, that's what it's about, taking the opportunity. Not really nervous yet. This is my job. It's boxing. Got nothing to be nervous about. This, like I said, this is what dreams are. I came from real small hall boxing, making no money when I was fighting, sometimes even losing money to fight. Now I'm here, so there's no pressure on me. There's no nerves. I'm here to put a real solid performance on it, and that's it. Come out with the win. So yeah, no nerves here, just excitement, ready to go.
Obviously, domestically back home in the UK, tremendous division. Anthony Fowler going so well at the moment. We saw Scott Fitzgerald back at the weekend. Ted Cheeseman in another fight of the year against JJ Metcalf. But kind of feel like against Suleiman Sissoko on this platform, you could kind of leapfrog all of those guys and just have a massive, massive impact, not just on the domestic division, but on the world scene with victory on Saturday.
Yeah, all those guys, they're all like looking for the right route, the easy route, the one that they think's comfortable. Including Ted with Metcalf. Like, it is what it is with that fight. But I'm here to test myself. Sully, good fighter, very good fighter. I'm here to test myself and show that I am the best of that division.
Sully, welcome. I mean, these are the fights we want, right? I mean, you know, guy from the UK, outstanding fighter, full of ambition. This is your chance to be tested. I think this for you, you know, Kieran's been in the deep end a couple of times against Cheeseman, those guys. This for you is your first real major test. Excited?
Excited, very excited. You know, I take this fight very serious. You know, I know he's a good fighter, he's confident and things like that. So I'm ready to go.
How's your camp been over there with, of course, now Joshua Buatsi as
Yeah.
well, with Virgil Hunter, you know, training together. He boxes next week as well. Had a good preparation for this fight.
Yeah, we had a good preparation, very good camp. You know, the spar was good, everything was good, and Josh is ready. He's more than ready for his next fight, and yeah, ready to go for Saturday and then on next week for Josh.
You've been part of some big cards as well. I remember you boxed on the Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua card at Madison Square Garden, but this is very different, isn't it? I mean, this is something record breaking, you know, the noise, the atmosphere, the whole occasion. This is exactly what a young fighter wants.
Yeah, you know, in front of 70,000 people, that's amazing. That's amazing, and I want to. This is a big blessing for me. You know, this is a huge car. I'm very happy to be here. You know, my first international belt online, so that's very good for me. And yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready, more than ready.
Finally, of course, part of the 258 stable, Anthony Joshua leading the way there. Going to be probably in touch with you before this fight, giving you big opportunities like this on huge cards.
Yeah, I'm talking with them every day. You know, they support me. They always be in my side, so that's good for me.
Sully, Kieran Conway, fantastic fight. This is exactly what we want in boxing. 50-50 fights, two very talented, ambitious young fighters ready to put it all on the line at the AT&T Stadium live on DAZN this Saturday. Gentlemen, we have a head-to-head here, please.
A fascinating showdown. Our second fight of our main card. Once again, it's England versus France. No idea which way this one's going to go. So just three other fights to talk about for our main card, and of course, including our main event where Billy Joe Saunders has gone on record saying this is basically David versus Goliath. And according to Bet Online, right now, Canelo Alvarez is listed as about an 8-1 favorite. But BJ says, I don't care about the numbers. I'm coming to fight. I'm coming to win. And I'm coming to shock the world. Here's Billy Joe Saunders off the cuff.
I don't give a about Canelo Alvarez. Not two. You know, for me, in my own brain, I look and I think, well, I've planned this out in my head, and I've been dreaming this since I've been a little boy. Since I've been a little boy fighting in the front room, and I look at myself and think, I've visualised this day coming. I've had dreams of this day happening since I've been 5-6 years old. How in any possible way I've got all the way here. People can say I ain't lived the life, I ain't done it right, but I'm here. Two weight world champion, two-time world champion, 30 fights, 30 wins, won every single title on the way, beat everybody prospects coming through. I don't want to go right if I've done it wrong.
Billy Joe Saunders basically saying, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. He is the reigning WBO super middleweight champion. Of course, Canelo Alvarez has 3 world titles, the WBA, the Ring, and the WBC. All those will be on the line Saturday night. And speaking of WBO champions, Eddie Hearn is joined by one right now. It'll be our co-main event of the evening.
Thanks, Todd. Looking forward to this one. Of course, our latest Mexican signing, current WBO World Light Flyweight champion, Elwin Soto. Welcome, Elwin, against Takayama from Japan. A fantastic fight, former world champion as well. This is going to be an all-action affair. Of course, you saw our other recent signing from the division, Kyoguchi, come over and defend his titles recently. Elwin, I'm going to start with you. Welcome. Tremendous win for you to win the World Championship recently, but this is the big stage. I bet you can't wait for Saturday.
Una buena victoria para coronarte campeón. ¿Esperas esta pelea con ansias? ¿Ya estás listo para esta pelea?
Sí, claro, me siento muy contento por esta gran oportunidad. Takayama es un gran peleador y venimos a hacer una buena pelea.
I'm very happy for this opportunity. He's a really good fighter, and we're going to come out here and try to do a good job.
Obviously, the support for you on Saturday is going to be absolutely crazy. 70,000 fans going to be cheering you on. And how excited are you to box in that kind of atmosphere this weekend?
Se siente pensar que vas a pelear en frente de 70,000 aficionados.
La verdad que es una gran emoción que siento por dentro y pues se me dio esta gran oportunidad y tengo que aprovechar y siento una gran alegría por dentro.
It's a great emotion inside. It's a great opportunity that was given to me, and I have to take advantage, and I'm very happy inside.
And finally, I know you have a very tough fight against Takayama, but also his countryman, Kyoguchi. You're looking to win all the belts in this division, and that starts on Saturday with an impressive defense.
esta pelea del sábado, pero también pensar en Kaiguchi, en los otros cinturones del 108, pero empieza este sábado, ¿verdad?
Claro, claro, quiero salir avante en esta pelea y en un futuro unificar títulos y ya después de ahí lo que venga ya para adelante unificar las 108 libras.
Yeah, I want to come out victorious this Saturday, and after that, maybe think about unifying at 108 pounds and continue to move forward.
Well, the man in the unification way is Takayama. Welcome. Big opportunity for you, former world champion as well. You ready? It's going to be an amazing atmosphere on Saturday night and a chance for you to become world champion again.
今度の土曜日はまた世界チャンピオンになるチャンスなんですけれども、そのことについてどう思いますか？
この機会に与えてくれたマッチルームさんに本当に感謝しています。で、あさっての試合には2階級制覇タイトル奪還するためにこっちに来たので、世界タイトル奪取するのをとても楽しみにしています。
First of all, thank you so much for giving me this great opportunity, Mr. Eddie Hearns, and next this coming Saturday, I look forward to getting back the title of the two different divisions.
This fight, Elwin Soto is very aggressive. He's all action. You are as well. Fans should expect a really exciting fight between you two on Saturday.
土曜日はソト選手も大変攻撃的な選手なんで、またあなたも非常に手数の出る良い選手なんですが、どう思いますか、この試合は。
ソト選手はすごく勇敢で、すごく今若いいいファイターです。だけど自分にはこれまで培ってきた経験があるので、それに向けて自分は準備してきたので、何しか試合が楽しみであります。
Yes, Soto is a very young and aggressive fighters and very strong punches. But for me, I have already lost my youngness. But I have a career through this 20 years, so I'm ready to fight to this fight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Takayama. Thank you, Elwin Soto. This fight in a red-hot division right now, the WBO Light Flyweight Championship of the World, Elwin Soto against Takayama this Saturday. Don't miss it live on DAZN. Gentlemen, if we can have a head-to-head up here, please.
So many countries represented on our main card. We've got the Dominican Republic. We've got Cuba. We, of course, have Mexico, Japan, the United Kingdom. It's going to be a worldwide event at AT&T Stadium, a record-breaking crowd of over 70,000, the largest to witness a boxing event ever in this country, and we are just 2 days away. All eyes, of course, will be on our main event, Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders for the Unified Super Middleweight Championship of the World. And if you're watching this right now, you don't really need me to say it, but I will tell you anyway. The #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world is Canelo. He will be fighting for Saturday night is the prestigious green belt, the WBC Super Middleweight Championship of the World. And here is the president of the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman. First things first, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. I was late to rehearsal today because of the tequila shots you bought me in the bar. So thank you, and I blame you. You need to apologize to my producer.
Well, it's the way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. You have to do it in the special way, the celebration that this date represents to a country of Mexico and all the immigrants in the USA.
Well, it's certainly going to be a huge party this weekend. What kind of fight do you expect? I know you've been around Canelo since he was a little boy, but Billy Joe Saunders may be his toughest test ever.
He is indeed. He's a great champion, two-division world champion, undefeated, southpaw, technical, tactical. It's going to be a great challenge and a great fight for this rebirth of boxing in the whole world with this great event.
And you've seen so many great events in your day, 70,000 fans in America, the largest crowd ever. What does that mean to the WBC and to the sport of boxing?
Not only to the WBC and boxing, but to the world and sports and life. Now, this is a turnaround after a very difficult year for everyone. To see 70,000 in a stadium, to see the people getting back, to see boxing giving so many great moments to the world. So it's very exciting, and I'm just very proud. Matchroom, DAZN have done a tremendous job during the difficult times, and now it's time to celebrate life.
Well, I mentioned that the green belt is one of the most prestigious and sought after belts in all of boxing, but I understand you have something very special that's going to be on the line Saturday as well, on top of the WBC belt.
Yes, we have created a trophy, special trophy to commemorate Cinco de Mayo. It's a mestizo belt that is going to be featured.
Wow.
It's a special award for the winner. And it is the 400 hours of work between the artisans and the artists.
Incredible.
And the winner gets the belt as a special award in recognition of this special date for the country of Mexico and to the world.
Wow. It's a beautiful belt, and I'm sure both fighters will be extremely proud to wear it if they win that fight on Saturday. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Todd, and best of luck.
Yeah, enjoy the fights on Saturday. Now back to the stage, and a man who is always right for the occasion, the most recognizable voice in boxing today, the legendary ring announcer himself, Mr. Michael Buffer.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome to the final press conference for the big event coming up in just less than 48 hours, a few hundred yards from here. The house that Jerry Jones built, the AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, will be host to the biggest sporting event since the COVID crisis kicked in. An estimated crowd of 70,000 will attend. That will be the biggest crowd in the United States to see a major boxing contest since Jack Dempsey fought Gene Tunney in Philadelphia almost 100 years ago. So what we have here is a contest in the super middleweight division. A few years ago, it was the stopgap division between middleweight and light heavyweight. It was a division that became a glamour division when the names of Sugar Ray Leonard, Bernard Hopkins, Thomas Hearns, Joe Calzaghe became world champions at 168 pounds. And now that tradition continues as two of the very best fighters in the world will step into the ring. One fighter considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best in the world. His opponent, a two-time world champion, considered by many to be the slickest master boxer on the planet today. Here to tell you more about it, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing.
Thank you, Michael, and a pleasure to see you here in Texas. We know it's a big event when you're in town, and my goodness, is it a big event. One of the biggest events I've ever been involved with. Of course, this morning, we officially broke the record of the biggest crowd, indoor crowd in US boxing history, beating Ali against Spinks rematch in 19 today. 11,000 people. And this is such a great fight. This is such a great event for boxing. The largest crowd in the US since the pandemic. And what a great statement for boxing to show that when you put great fights on, we get it right. We hit the numbers. And Saturday is going to be an atmosphere that we will never, ever forget. Of course, the pound-for-pound #1, the WBC, WBA, and Ring Magazine champion Canelo Alvarez against the undefeated two-weight world champion Billy Joe Saunders. It is a tremendous main event live on DAZN this Saturday. Of course, it wouldn't be possible without this man. We're going to hear a few words now from Jerry Jones.
Thanks, Eddie. We're very excited to bring back such a major event to AT&T Stadium. What a boxing match. Canelo Alvarez against Billy Joe Saunders. We're honored to be one of the first venues in the United States to bring back big crowds to live sport. We're looking forward to welcoming over 70,000 boxing fans to North Texas. AT&T Stadium has hosted some of the biggest overs, including Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence Jr., and of course, Canelo Alvarez, who previously fought here with a victory over Liam Smith in 2016. Canelo Alvarez is pound for pound legend of boxing, a true once-in-a-generation fighter that everyone should have a chance to see live. Canelo is on his journey to becoming the first ever undisputed champion at super middleweight, a feat never achieved by any other fighter in history. Billy Joe Saunders, though, stands in his way as one of the toughest challenges today. A fearless Brit coming to try and spoil the party. It will be a fascinating fight between two of the best in the world. Fans can expect a top fight on Cinco de Mayo weekend in an electric atmosphere that we've all missed at one of the greatest venues in the world. It will also feature a stacked undercard with fighters from both sides of the Atlantic. Fans that can't be there can enjoy the fights live on DA's there in person at AT&T on Undercard.
Thank you, Jerry, and your incredible team and staff at the AT&T Stadium. We look forward to giving you an event you'll never forget this weekend. Before we speak to the fighters and their teams, of course, broadcast live exclusively around the world on DAZN this weekend. Joe Markowski, a few words from you.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie. It's great to be here. This is an event that we're all very, very excited about. And us at DAZN, we're no different. This is exactly the kind of boxing event we want to be putting on. A fight with huge global appeal, making available on a global basis to our subscribers all around the world. We can be more excited about it. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Joe. We start first with the representatives from the team. Eddie, welcome. This is a big fight. Of course, the road to undisputed. I believe the toughest fight in the division. Billy Joe Saunders, I know you look at him as a real test, but excited for a huge event and a huge fight this weekend.
Sí, la verdad, va a ser una gran pelea, los dos mejores pesos medios que hay en el mundo y pues más que nada ante 70,000 gentes y después de la pandemia, reunir tanta gente y pues un orgullo que sea mexicano.
It'll be a great fight. Two of the best middleweight fighters in the world in front of 70,000 people, especially after the pandemic. It gives me a lot of joy and a lot of honor to be, especially a Mexican in the ring.
People talk about the skill of Billy Joe Saunders, the speed, the trickery. Canelo talks about this is a difficult fight. Obviously, you've prepared for that and you expect a fantastic fight this weekend.
Sí, Billy Joe Saunders es un excelente peleador, bicampeón mundial. Tiene muy buen entrenador, tiene muy buenas hechuras boxísticas, se sabe defender, sabe atacar, buenas combinaciones. Por algo ha sido campeón mundial y por algo es campeón mundial. Entonces, tenemos una pelea difícil, pero creo que va a estar más difícil abajo del ring que arriba.
He's a great fighter. He's a two-time champion for a reason. He has a good trainer. He knows how to defend. He moves around really well. We know it's going to be a good fight on and off the ring.
Thank you, Eddie. Tom, sitting up here, it's Mark Tibbs as well. I know this is a very proud moment for you as well.
It is,
You said yesterday about, you've been waiting for this moment for you believe he's do the business this weekend.
110%. I mean, he's been boxing since 5 years of age. He's amateur degree is second, and it's the same as a car. If you get a service history, the car full service history, he's full service history.
Dad, you ain't got to worry about selling no cars to these. They're not going to buy them, yeah?
I know that.
So just chill.
But what I'm saying is everything's there, and we're ready for the job.
A lot of people for a long time in Britain have talked about Billy Joe Saunders, his skill and his ability, of course, as an amateur. You followed him around from those early amateur days.
Yeah.
This is the absolute pinnacle of the sport, isn't it?
This is what we've been waiting for. I mean, he's trained all his life for it. We've left no stone unturned, and on fight night, you're going to see something special, and you're going to see somebody that's well, there's only one winner, and that's Billy Joe Saunders. And back home, I've been speaking to a lot of people. I know that the UK's right behind him. There's a lot of gypsy magic in this fight as well. There's a spell been cast. So we're definitely going to see something special.
Thank you, Tom. Sal, this is a huge fight, of course. We know the last two fights in front of 12,000, 15,000, but the record-breaking crowd, 70,000 people. There's 2 days to go now.
No, la verdad que me siento muy agradecido con la gente, agradecido por la respuesta que han brindado. Me siento muy orgulloso, muy contento de traer el boxeo, que sea el boxeo el que trae toda la normalidad y pues listo para ganar el sábado.
Feel really thankful with the response of the people, and that boxing is a sport that brings everything back to normal, and I'm ready for this fight.
You talk about this fight. I know you respect Billy Joe Saunders as a fighter. It's a tricky fight for you as well. Are you excited? People talk about the fights 8 years ago when you boxed, likes of Trout and Lara, and they compare that. Are you excited to show how you've developed as a fighter this weekend?
Así es, no, es un gran peleador, es un peleador con muchas habilidades, aparte es un peleador zurdo, y pues
no soy el mismo de hace 6 años, 7 años, ¿no? Tengo más experiencia, más madurez arriba del cuadrilátero y pues nos faltan unos días para demostrarlo.
He's a great fighter. He has a lot of abilities, and he's also a southpaw. But I'm not the same fighter of 6 or 7 years ago. And this Saturday, I will show that.
And finally, you know, you see a lot of people come here and they almost look happy to get the chance to fight you. This guy looks to come to win. We have great build-up yesterday, a lot of fun. Everybody is talking about this fight all around the world. Just a little bit of a different vibe this time around. I see a little bit of an edge to this fight.
Pues he estado envuelto en muchas peleas muy importantes. La verdad que para mí es un día más en la oficina. Estoy muy contento de estar aquí, agradecido con el trabajo que siempre hacemos al 100%. Y para mí es un día más en la oficina. Vengo a ganar. El boxeo es mi vida, es parte de mi vida y así lo tomo.
I've been involved in a lot of big fights, and this is just another day at the office. I'm to win. And like I said, boxing is my life, and I come here to win.
Billy, just 2 days away now from, as I said, the moment of your career, the moment of destiny for you. I know that you've been looking at this opportunity for a long, long time, the chance to prove yourself. And on Saturday, you believe you will become the unified Ring Magazine, WBC, WBO, and WBA world champion.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank my management team, MTK Global, obviously for playing a big, huge part into this fight and plus the build-up. Look, I've been boxing all my life. I've been boxing since I've been 5 years old. Been dragged up, you know, on the gypsy camps. We can all have the rough, tough talk growing up as kids. I'm here for a reason, and there's no other reason for me to be apart from win. About fame, not about anything else, not about publicity. Win, and I don't think we've had somebody come to win for a very, very long time. We've had a lot of people turn up, fly in, collect checks, and fly out, but we haven't had, you know, the heart and soul and the IQ that I'll bring to the table and to the ring on Saturday night to win.
I know that there was a lot of backwards and forths yesterday. I know that you also study boxing. You do rate this gentleman very, very highly. You know how tough this is going to be. But again, he's someone, you said to me the other day on the podcast, you said, I knew I was going to get this fight one day, and it's nearly here.
Listen, I can't talk what he's done down. He's done brilliant things for boxing. You know, he's a good champion, but you know, like I say, there's a time in life where you get tested. And sometimes when you forget where you come from and forget all them hard things, you know, what's brought you to where you're at, sometimes, you know, that can make it difficult on yourself. And I just think that he's going to be bumping into the wrong man on Saturday night to be going home with them titles. Like I say, as long as I get Fet Trailey, we're very happy with the panel of the judges. You know, very experienced judging. I'm sure it's all going to be fair. I'm looking forward to a very, very good fight, but most definitely the win.
And finally, you're right. A lot of people do come here. They get overawed by the occasion. This crowd will be amazing. It will just be the most incredible atmosphere on Saturday. You think that will bring the best out of you on Saturday night?
I think myself that you know, I've been up against the crowds before. You know, I've travelled as an amateur to the Olympic Games at 18. There's no bigger pressure come on someone's shoulders when they're stepping in front of millions of people there. So, like I say, I'm in for this fight because none of us don't want to go home the loser. But at the end of the day, you know, the Mexican people are like him. I don't. Hopefully, the others that don't like him will be supporting the old gypsy boy, and we'll get it rocking and run. So this is for all the gypsies back home, for everyone in the UK, everybody, and plus everybody after the Mexicans. This is for as well. So get behind me.
And
thank you, Tom. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Sal, and thank you, Dallas. Thank you, boxing, because as I said, today night, biggest post-pandemic. And boxing that people will be tuned in all around the world on the zone to see how special this sport boxing can be when we get it right. So good luck to everybody. We're for a tremendous event on Saturday. And if we could have a head-to-head up here, please. Thank you.
Well, you can't see him, but the heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury, is here causing a ruckus. He's fully behind Billy Joe Saunders, both men growing up in that gypsy culture. And you heard Billy Joe Saunders' father saying there'll be a little gypsy magic sprinkled onto that fight. I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe Eddie Hearn can translate for us. What is a little gypsy magic sprinkled into Billy Joe's father was speaking about?
Well, they believe they've got something special when it counts. And, you know, you've seen us, big Tyson Fury over there, you know, produce the goods out against Klitschko, of course, in Germany against Deontay Wilder. And Billy Joe Saunders believes that he's here to take this opportunity at the weekend. I can't wait, Todd. I mean, this is an incredible fight. Great stare down there and great sets of hands. You know, you've got Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders' team. You've got Canelo Alvarez's team. And tomorrow at the weigh-in, you will start seeing what the atmosphere is all about. Around 5,000 people coming just to the weigh-in. And on Saturday night, we break all kinds of records at the AT&T Stadium.
You know, I talked about earlier how Billy Joe Saunders usually is a lot more vocal leading up to the camp. Standards. Why do you think that is?
I just don't think he's been messing around. You know, as much as the talk goes backwards and forwards, Billy Joe Saunders knows Canelo Alvarez is a tremendous fighter. So he's concentrated on this fight. You know, this is his moment. I said up there, he talks about, I've just wanted this opportunity for a long time. Now he gets it. We're going to see if he's good enough because he's coming up against the very best in the world. I've not seen this to Canelo Alvarez before. There's a little bit of spite. You know, has Billy Joe got under his skin? We don't know. Maybe that's a good tactic. Who knows? But I'll tell you something now. The atmosphere on Saturday will be, I believe, the best atmosphere we've ever witnessed at a boxing event. Certainly in my lifetime. I can't believe we're a part of it. I can't wait to watch it on Saturday Live Zone. And this is a great fight. This is the toughest fight for Canelo Alvarez in the super middleweight division by far. You know, Billy Joe Saunders is not the guy to come to collect a paycheck.